Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are on the planet, and welcome to the Monday, the 21st of October, Bull versus Bear webinar. Steve Miley here on the call for trade day. Welcome, everyone. We're going to go for our usual regular run through in here today. We're going to take a look at the calendar, what we've had, what we've got coming up. We'll take a look at the macro economic fundamentals, looking at the news-wise, what's happening right here, right now. And we'll also take a look at the charts, see what's happening on the charts, see where the potential trigger points are coming today. Let's kick off with the calendar in here. I'm going to start off with the earnings calendar. Sorry, it is a big week for earnings. I'm going to run through the macro matters and the macro matters, and also the weekly recap and update as well as we go through in here. So first of all, you see on the earnings reports here, it's very, very light in here today. Very, very little to really focus on. As we move through the week, it gets a little bit more interesting. GE Aerospace, Danaia and Philip Morris, Verizon on Tuesday, but still not really huge names in here. It's Wednesday's really the really big focus for the week. Tesla, Coca-Cola, T-Mobile, Thermo Fisher Scientific, IBM is the other one. Okay, so Tesla, IBM, and also Boeing as well. Okay, remember Boeing makes up a big part of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, so we're certainly keeping an eye on that. And as we head into the second part of the week, S&P Global, Union Pacific, and then Friday gets quiet again. So the real focus in the middle of the week on Wednesday on the earnings side, Tesla, Coca-Cola, and T-Mobile. As I said, on the macro front today, very, very light in here on the macro front. German PPI we already had this morning, not going to really do too much for us. Main focus for the day from the US, no real data of note. FOMC members Kashkari and Daly speaking at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and 1840. So 1300 hours and 1840 respectively, Kashkari and Daly speaking today. Whilst I'm mentioning that, I'll also want to mention that this is the last week for the Fed's blackout period. So if we go in here and we scroll down to October, you see week of 20th through to the 21st, through to the 25th. In here is the last week. On this coming Saturday, the 26th, the Fed goes out into its blackout period before the Fed meeting on the for something here on the Wednesday and Thursday. I think that might be correct. I think for some reason they're doing the meeting is Wednesday, Thursday or in November. But we'll double check that closer to. In the Fed Watch tool, have they got it for the 7th? I think they have. I think it is the 7th. Oh, I think it's because of the election. I think it may have been moved because of the election. So yeah, it is the 7th. So it's coming up Wednesday and Thursday. The meeting will be Wednesday, so the announcement will be on the Thursday. So I will just double check on our calendar to make sure that's correct. So it's the 7th. The Thursday is which is unusual. Obviously, most of you look at all the others and they're all Tuesday, Wednesday in here. I think that's because of the US election. So so this is the last week. The main point though from this is the last week of the blackout period. Before we go into blackout period, for the last week that we're going to get any kind of Fed speakers. Looking at the macro matters and the macro weekly recap and summary in here, basically what we have, first of all, stock markets saw modest gains last week, slightly higher, strong into the week for the NASDAQ. The main boosts last week came from good numbers from TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, and also Netflix, boosted by higher than expected subscriber growth. So they were big boosts for markets, particularly in the US, but global markets as well. European Central Bank cut its deposit rate as it was expected, and all the pointings are for another rate cut as well coming from the ECB. I think next meeting is December. UK inflation dropped way below its target rate and way below expectations to 1.7%. Real expectations now that we will get a rate cut from the Bank of England now in September. So all of the major central banks now coming into rate cutting mode. And there's the Tesla third quarter earnings is the big focus going into this week. So basically we had US global equity average were higher, bonds were little changed, dollar index made a new multi-week high, gold made another record, making more records in here this morning, and oil futures actually down lower as Middle Eastern tensions had not escalated. Going into this week, let's take a look at the bigger picture for the week on the macro side, we've already taken a look at the earnings calendar. As I said, really the middle of the week in there on Wednesday, Tesla, IBM, Boeing are really the standouts there. But on the macro side, the real standouts are going to be the global flash PMI. They come on the on the 24th of the month, on the Thursday, last Thursday of the month, we get those usually. So we're getting those on Thursday. Global flash manufacturing composite and service PMI data. Certainly going to be keeping an eye on that. Other standouts, Fed Beige Book doesn't usually do too much, but we do get US durable goods orders on Friday, so watching out for that. On the central bank side, we get the PBOC in here, and today, I think we've already had that actually. Nothing of note in there came from that, I think. Bank of Canada monetary policy statement and interest rate decision on Wednesday, so we'll just be keeping an eye on that as well. From the headlines, US stocks rally on pause, but set for more milestones. So yeah, things are a little quiet in here on the morning. Recapping here, stock rallies and over. A lot of talk of S&P 500 pushing higher towards the 6,000 level in here. Expectations. Oil has rebounded slightly in here, and Netanyahu held meetings with top aides to discuss the next attack on Iran. Obviously, nothing's been done since the attack from Iran on Israel, and so that's why oil has been going lower. But we have seen a rebound there. Boeing and Union striking members having a tentative call. Boeing up on that today. AI comes to, so there's nothing really significant in here, to be quite honest, guys. There's been a very light. It's obviously Monday, very light over the weekend. US futures slightly lower as focus shift to earnings. Tesla and Boeing, we've already mentioned those. Oil and gold are climbing amid rising tensions. Gold at another new record high in here. Middle East tensions plus US election drive haven demand in here. And that's despite, remember, the dollar going higher. So that's really significant. Futures slightly dip ahead of a earnings packed week. Boeing obviously significantly higher on that agreement, and holding stock records with a golden hedge. I'm not sure. Let's look at this. Quite start to week. All eyes on corporate earnings again in here, and the S&P heading towards that 6,000 psychological level. On the overnights, Asian stock markets in here, Nikkei was little change, but the Hang Seng down about 1.5% this morning. European exchanges slightly lower. FTSE's down 0.2, but the German DAX and the French CAC nearly down 0.8 in here this morning. And if we go to the US, things still need to pop this out in here. Slight dip in here for the US futures as well once this loads. Sorry. Get there in a second. So US futures, you can see just edging lower, 0.6 on the Nasdaq in here, and with the S&P down about 1/3% this morning. Little to add up from the Fed Watch tool. This has been pretty much sitting at 90% for an expectation of just 25 basis points cuts at the next meeting, and we're looking for 2 rate cuts in here, 225s, another 25 priced in for the end of year meeting in here. What else do I have for you? Yields continue edging higher actually in here on the overnights. You can see there having paused for much of last week, making new yield highs. So a little bit of disappointment there. So generally speaking, despite we've had the dip low in here, outlook still looking for a rebound, potential rebound going into popped at the. So we still remain bullish on our market charts reports in here. Despite the little dip we've had in here on the overnight, still way above support levels, and whilst holding above supports, staying bullish going into today. And similar story for the Nasdaq in here. So despite the dip, potentially looking for a rebound today, back into the range. It's we've got no real data. We've got those 2 Fed speakers. They've both spoken recently, so probably not expecting anything too exciting from that. So looking for a rebound back into the range today is what I'll be looking for. So we've already had the dip on the overnights. Obviously, I'll be expecting potentially a little bit of rebound back into a range for more of a consolidation day. As you probably noticed, we've had a big refresh. It won't notice to the user at the moment. Okay, so we've done a big software update, guys. So with the software update, that's really giving us a platform to be able to launch lots of new things going into the future. For you guys, you won't really notice. You'll notice a slight different feel. There's not many more. There's nothing really added on for the user at the moment. Okay, slight different user experience, but there's nothing really for the user at the moment. But behind the scenes, there's been a lot added in that for now we can build going forward. So please bear with us. There are still a few little teething issues. The site was down over the weekend. slight little, very minor little things we're still adjusting in here at the moment. Once that's all done, we've got the platform looking really solid. Then we're going to be introducing some exciting new stuff into the end of the year. So we've got all that to come. So please bear with us. There are these minor teething problems we're having just at the moment, but they're very minor. Pretty much all the functionality as you had it before is all there for you. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wish you all a great trading day. Either Duncan or I will be back with you tomorrow for another Bull versus Bear webinar. Until then, take care, stay safe. Bye.